talk to him. I don't talk to him. I don't talk to him. I don't talk to them boys that sat on them benches for. I was in the game on 4 inches. Coach put me in the game on 4 inches. Put me in the game on 4 inches. Coach put me in the game on 4 inches. And I'ma lead them boys at the line of scrimmage.
All right, y'all, welcome back to 4th and Inches. It's your boy Nick, man. I'm joined today by Mr. Rodriguez Moore.
Yes, sir. Roll Tide.
All right, man, we ain't gonna take too long, you feel me? We're gonna recap week 5, and then we're gonna go on to week 6 and preview that one. So, week 5, what stood out to you the most, or what caught your attention, other than Alabama? Say something else besides Alabama first.
Nah, the biggest thing that stood out to me, man, was the way Georgia dominated Arkansas, in which I figured they were gonna beat Arkansas, but I don't think none of us seen them beating them the way that they did.
I'm gonna be real with you. I felt like they were gonna cover. I didn't think they were gonna be that dominant running the ball. Like that's what surprised me about the Georgia game. But the biggest shock to me of the whole weekend, honestly, was Alabama. For real, because Alabama just came out and ran the ball and dominated the game running the ball.
So you gonna tell me not to say that?
Yeah, because it's your team though. But it's your team though. I knew where you gonna go.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was a big surprise too, and the way that they dominated that game, period. Because even though they put up 21 on us, that wasn't until the second half. The first half,
the game was over at that point.
You know what I'm saying? So the way they dominated that game, because I thought for sure, boy, hey, I thought it was gonna be a close game all the way through from start to finish. I thought that was right.
I'm gonna tell you another thing about that game that just caught me off guard is like Lane Kiffin is regarded as a football offensive genius, you know what I'm saying? Offensive mastermind.
Mm-hmm.
Lane Kiffin lost that game before the game ever started.
He lost the game when he kept going for it on 4th down instead of just punting the ball while it was still early.
He had made his mind up before the game even started.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, we just gonna go for it.
But he
said
said they practiced that all week. Yeah, that was the game plan all week, was they going for it on 4th down. Like he was willing to do whatever it took to beat Saban, you know what I'm saying? Which it wasn't smart.
That was terrible. Because it's telling your defense, y'all trash. I don't believe in y'all.
Yeah, basically.
And then you out there with that 3-2-6 defense, which is good against a passing team. Alabama coming out there with 2 tight ends hitting you in your mouth, dog. You gotta switch this up.
Lately, Alabama has been a passing team.
I understand that, but that ain't what we're going on Saturday.
Yeah, it wasn't.
At some point in time, adjustments should have been made.
And Nick Saban said that you know what I'm saying, they had to go back to with him playing that defense they was playing, that they had no choice but to run the ball, because it's hard to pass the ball when you got 6 or 8 people drop back, you know what I'm saying?
That's just smart football though, but he didn't do nothing spectacular. He didn't do nothing hard. He did everything real simple. Nick Saban. What he did was real simple.
Yeah. Line up and run the ball.
Just like Georgia.
Smash mouth football.
Georgia did real simple. Oh, Arkansas can't really stop our run game. Let's keep running it then.
Yeah, smash mouth football. That's all that was.
All right, so outside of the SEC though, another big takeaway for me was Stanford actually upset number 3 Oregon. I didn't see that coming because Stanford has not shown me that they were really good, but they one of them teams that like they don't make a lot of mistakes. So if you make mistakes, they're gonna make you pay for it.
I'm not gonna say I said that Stanford could beat them.
You did,
but
you said they could beat them. You did.
I said, they got to watch out for Stanford. You know what I'm saying? They can't sleep on them all kind of way, because Stanford ain't. They kind of like one of them teams that in big games, for the most part, they kind of show up.
Yeah, but they don't fold. They play the same way every game. And you can't sleep on that.
That's what make a team dangerous. The ones who don't fold.
Absolutely. Another game I can say outside of the SEC, the other Big Ten, top 10 matchup. Cincinnati went on the road, taking on Notre Dame. Cincinnati was actually favored by 1.5, so take that how you want to take it. Cincinnati pretty much dominated the game. Like the final score ended up being 24-13, but it was 17-0 in the first half. Cincinnati never trailed. They were never even close again after the first quarter of the game.
I figured, Notre Dame, they weren't what everybody had them hyped up to be anyway from the close game that they had against Florida State out of all people.
That showed me a lie.
You know what I'm saying?
I watched that game
too.
too.
Florida State hang with you. I can understand a quarter, maybe even a quarter and a half, but the full game, that
take you all the way to overtime.
Yeah. So I knew they weren't talking about that.
But like to me, the biggest thing wasn't that Florida State was able to take them to overtime. Anybody can have a good game, anybody can have a bad game. But it was like the way that the game was played. Florida State was never out of that game.
At all.
And at no point in time did it even appear like, okay, Notre Dame is clearly the better team. They're just not playing well right now. It didn't feel like that. It felt like them two teams was even the whole time.
I can agree with that.
You know, so I'm not surprised that they lost to Cincinnati. I'm interested to see what happens with Cincinnati moving forward, because they finna get in the conference play. They gonna be favored probably by 10, 14 points against everybody else the remainder of the season. And if they are able to win in blowout fashion the rest of them games, will they be the first Group of 5 team to get into the college football playoff?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think they're gonna show no love.
I think they're gonna do
You think so? You think they'll let them in?
it. For the simple fact that everybody else already got losses.
But,
Except Alabama and Georgia. Ain't nobody else look great.
yeah, but you gotta think. You know, that committee, they're gonna look at who you play.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? The biggest game they got is Notre Dame.
Which
So,
was the top 10 team.
yeah, but Notre
On the
Dame
road.
gonna have to win out,
They probably will.
and Cincinnati gonna have to literally knock the block off of everybody they play. You know what I'm
And
saying?
they more than likely will.
I mean, they might, but I don't.
I don't know.
When you think about, if you put, let's say, Oregon, you get Oregon Cincinnati schedule, what would Oregon do?
I
They
don't
gonna
know.
run it.
I don't know. Because Oregon just lost to Stanford.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying.
And another thing that's working in Cincinnati favor is the way that they played against Georgia last year in the Peach Bowl. Now we both know that wasn't Georgia's full squad, but that ain't no excuse. They was able to stand toe to toe with Georgia. They wasn't physically manhandled. Georgia had enough starters out there to, if you really that much better, you still would have been that much better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they
I'm
didn't
just
prove
saying
they can
this.
go toe to toe with the big boys.
I don't think they'll put Cincinnati in.
I think they will.
You think so?
Clemson got 2 losses. Ohio State probably gonna get another loss. Penn State,
How you feel? Cause
they gotta play Penn State, Michigan.
Okay, yeah, they got to play Penn State, Michigan, but you still got Ohio State if they win out. You got Michigan, you got Iowa, you got Penn State. You got all these bigger
them gotta
teams.
play though.
Yeah, they all got to play, but what I'm saying
ain't but one of them coming out of there with 1 loss or less.
and then you got Michigan State.
In the same conference with them.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, man. It's like,
So this is how I look at it, right? I feel like the Big Ten gonna get a spot because, like you said, all of those teams are ranked highly right now. So if one of them can come out of there with just 1 loss, I feel like they're gonna get in. In the SEC, you got Georgia, Alabama,
Oklahoma, and Texas.
I don't think Oklahoma gonna make it. Is what I'm telling you.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
So you think gonna beat them?
I don't know.
Cause they got a weak division.
They're beatable though.
Yeah, they
They can
but
lose Saturday.
They can.
They can lose next
But
Saturday.
they
I don't know
playing
who they
against
playing
Texas.
yet.
So if they lose to Texas,
Texas already got a loss to Arkansas.
okay, that's 1 loss though.
That's 1 loss, true.
So
So-
we know you can have
so
1
hold on.
loss and get in.
So hear me out. In your opinion, Texas go with 1 loss, they win the Big 12 versus undefeated Cincinnati.
They gonna put that Big 12 team in there.
I asked you what they gonna put in there. Who would you put in there?
I'm
Because
gonna put the Big 12 team in
Cincinnati gonna have the best win
against Notre Dame.
on the road against Notre Dame.
Listen.
Texas' biggest win gonna be in Dallas against Oklahoma.
Yeah, but that's the number 16.
Oklahoma probably gonna have another loss by the end of the season.
They may, but I'm saying at the time they played Texas, they would be ranked the number 16. So that's a top 17.
In a neutral field though. Cincinnati had to go on the road to get that win, and they did it in dominant
but you gotta
fashion.
think about this. You gotta think about it like
It was
this.
dominant though.
Yeah, but listen,
You can't sleep on the dominance.
but listen. Notre Dame ain't nobody really, you know what I'm saying?
They was ranked number 9 in the country.
They was ranked number 9, but at the
Top
same
10
time,
win on
you
the
don't hear
road.
nobody talking about how far Notre Dame is, how dominant. And,
You ain't heard
and
nobody
all
say that
this
about
team.
Oklahoma. You
I mean,
keep
I
hearing
haven't,
people
but,
talk about
but
how Oklahoma looks so bad.
Oklahoma done been in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we ain't talking about what they been.
I'm
We
just
talking
saying,
about what they
bro,
doing
I'm
right now.
saying what they gonna look at.
I feel you.
Body of work, division, all that stuff they gonna look at.
I mean, it's a good debate, but we can talk about this as the season go on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
2 other games from last week that we kind of predicted. Florida at Kentucky. I believe we both picked Florida to pull that game out, but we both said Kentucky can win this game.
Can win, yeah.
So when Kentucky pulled the upset, I wasn't surprised at all. I ain't look at,
Me either.
you know, Florida didn't play their best game. Kentucky brought it. Simple as that. Mississippi State upsetting Texas A&M though. was a surprise to me because they was on the road at Texas A&M.
That was a surprise to me as well, but
I didn't expect that at all.
You gotta look at Mississippi State. They hadn't been talking about nothing for about the last 2 seasons. You know what I'm saying? So for them to go to Texas A&M and coming into the season, they were so high on Texas A&M being the team in the West that was going to challenge Alabama.
And I ain't see it. I couldn't see it, though.
So for them to lose, maybe it was just a hangover from losing the week before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now we got to go play them.
Because Arkansas spanked that back.
Yeah.
But I mean, they could, like you said, they could have just been the classic trap game. It was right after the Arkansas game, which is the big game for Texas A&M and Arkansas. And then right before Alabama, which is, of course, that's the biggest game of the year, and you in the SEC. So, I mean, it is what it is. Now you done took the L. So now you probably going to lose again this week. Now you're going to have 3 L's in a row. That don't look good, Jimbo. Jimbo, that don't look good, home.
I tell you another one. Auburn beating LSU in LSU.
Shocked. I'm shocked, but I'm not shocked.
Why? Because LSU hadn't been looking like nothing.
Ain't either one of them really been looking like nothing.
I mean, not really, but they went in there with Bo Nix and he did one play. I ain't gonna lie. Now I knew that was when I was watching the game when I just seen him doing all that scrambling around from sideline to sideline and scored a touchdown off of that. I knew that was a top 10 play. But
you know what I thought of when I seen that play?
What?
Please try that next week.
Nah, he ain't gonna try it next week.
Please
you know
try
who name I hadn't heard speaking of LSU?
Ooh.
Stingley.
Darius Stingley?
Yeah.
He's still a projected top 5 pick in the NFL.
Really? I ain't even heard his name.
He was hurt early in the season, but I think he back now though.
Oh, okay. Well, that could be.
But anything else you want to speak on from last week though?
No, man. That's about it, man.
All right, y'all. We're gonna take a quick break, come back, and predict some of these games coming up in week 6. By Any Means Clothing is a proud sponsor of the 4th and Inches and Southern Fried Talk podcast. Hoodie season is upon us. Don't get caught without yours. For these designs and many more, please hit the link in the description. There's clothing available for kids all the way up to adults. All right, so week 6, basically the midway point of the season. Got a few big games coming up this week. I'm going to start with, of course, the hometown favorite, Georgia on the road at Auburn. Bo Nix had a breakout game. I hope y'all see the quotations even on the podcast. Breakout game against LSU last week.
Mm-hmm.
I hope
I don't know if I call that a breakout game. He done been there long enough. He should have broke out by now.
I mean, I believe so as well.
I think he just had one of his better games of the season.
No, he just had one of his better halves. Because the first half, he was not playing like that at all. They took the man out of the game and everything. Yeah.
See, I ain't watched the whole game. You know, I tuned in a little later.
Neither here nor there. Like I said, they coming off a big win on the road at LSU. Now they home, hosting the number 2 team in the country. I believe Georgia's a 14.5 point favorite. I like Georgia, and I like Georgia to cover. Because all that run around he was doing on LSU, extending those plays, I don't believe he's going to be able to do that against Georgia.
15.5 point favorite.
Oh, so went up. Yeah, I'm still taking Georgia to cover. I don't see where Auburn's going to generate the points. And I don't believe that their defense can hold up long enough the whole game to stop Georgia from scoring.
I mean, I'm going to say this. I feel like it's going to be a game where Georgia going to have to do more than run the ball. And they passing attack hadn't been there. So, they hadn't really been there.
You see the UAB game, huh?
UAB?
Yeah.
UAB.
They just get us Auburn.
UAB.
They're the 3rd best team in Alabama.
UAB.
Yeah.
Nah. I'm talking about, again, some top tier, you know what I'm saying? Some top tier competitors. Not UAB.
I thought we were talking about Auburn.
No, I'm talking about UGA.
Yeah, but we talking about Auburn, though.
I mean, yeah, but I'm not saying this is going to be the game. I'm just saying this is going to be a point that they're going to have to.
But we're talking about Auburn, though.
Auburn can do enough to slow that run down if they load in the box, and then y'all force y'all to have to throw the ball.
So
that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
if they force y'all to have to throw that ball.
Cool. It's going to look like the UAB game because UAB loaded the box. Ty Monkey aired it out. And then while you had at one point of that game, Stetson Bennett was 4 or 5.
UAB ain't got the athletes that Auburn got.
it ain't much of a difference. It ain't as big of a difference as you believe it is. Auburn ain't Georgia and Alabama, though. They don't have a top five year after year after year after year after year.
I get that, but they ain't UAB either.
You were sleeping on UAB, bro.
No, I'm just...
UAB will give Auburn a game. Georgia State almost beat them. UAB will beat Georgia State to death.
In a low-scoring game.
Yeah, what's your point?
So when it's low-scoring, that means defense being played. So what I'm saying is, the point I was trying to make is Auburn got better athletes that can probably give y'all more of a challenge stopping the run and force y'all to have to throw that ball. I'm not saying they're going to make y'all have to air the ball all game long, but they can force y'all to where y'all have to throw the ball. And then you got contested throws.
So all I need to know is, are you taking Auburn to win the game?
Come on, man.
Are you taking Auburn with the 15.5 points?
I was born at night, but not last night.
Oh, okay. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know.
But
moving on.
You never know.
Alabama on the road at A&M.
Yes, sir.
I know they a 14-point favorite.
17.5 points.
Okay.
Yeah, 17.5 point favorite. But
I love Alabama.
at Alabama, we don't worry about the spread. We just try to win the game.
It sounds good. I love Alabama. I don't think Texas A&M can generate the points, and I don't believe the Texas A&M defense is going to be able to hold up for 4 quarters. They might have a good half, but I don't believe they're going to hold up for 4 quarters, though.
I mean, Arkansas kind of gave you the recipe to beat them. All you got to do is spread that ball around a little bit, get them on their toes, and then you can run it, slap down their throat.
And ain't nothing they can do about it.
Nothing they can do about it.
So, yeah, I love Alabama that game. So now
we will be without Jason McClellan. You know what I'm saying? That was our second running back. Swapping, sharing carries. He out for the season.
I hate to say it like this because it's going to sound cold, but it don't matter. It don't.
I mean, it do.
It don't.
If running the ball again is part of the game plan,
get a boy the ball 30 times. Nah, it don't matter.
It's not. We ain't got Derrick Henry no more.
I ain't saying he Derrick Henry, but he can get 30 carries.
I mean, he can. He just had 36.
I mean, did he just have 30 something?
Yeah, he
okay.
36 carries.
So yeah, it don't really matter.
You don't want to do that back-to-back game because now you wearing and tearing him. We're going to need him later on in the playoffs and all that is what I'm saying.
My brother, listen to me. When you got a workhorse, you're working. Okay? You working. He ain't going to get tired. The ball is not heavy. I assure you, he was not tired after that game. You know, he was smiling too much.
Shoot, he was smiling because he had career highs.
They were like this.
He had career high rushing attempts, career high yards, career high touchdowns. So
Coach, you need me to touch again. Coach, you need me to go back in. Come on.
Anybody. They put you out there and you get you 2 touchdowns, you're going to be smiling like that the rest of the day.
The touchdowns he got, I could have got a couple of them. Well, so it's a couple of, he could have literally walked into the end zone without, I'm talking about not even with no pace.
Yeah.
But anyway, on the other games, it should be a little better. Number 6, Oklahoma playing against 21 Texas. Texas has been on the street since they lost to Arkansas. They've been, putting foots, taking names. The game is going to be played in Arlington, for those that don't know. The game is always played, it used to be played in the Cotton Bowl. Now they done moved it to the Cowboy Stadium. Pretty much the same place.
Red River Showdown.
The Red River rivalry now.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's going to be a good game for the simple fact Texas for about the 3rd, 4th year in a row trying to prove that they back.
I don't think they back.
They playing good ball now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like they 4-1. They playing good ball.
They're playing real good.
I like them to try to get this upset. I think they'll come out and play hard. Not Lane Kiffin, but
Steve Sarkisian.
Steve Sarkisian. He probably done put together a nice plan with that offense.
Of course.
And we both know it ain't much defense in their division.
No, and that's kind of a surprise. Oklahoma has so many pieces back on their defense, and the defense was supposed to be the strength of the team this year. It ain't been. It's been real disappointing. Spencer Rattler, to this point in the season, he's been a disappointment because he's super talented, but he just ain't really lived up to that so far this season.
There was one game they played. I don't know if it was last week or the week before. They were
asking for the backup.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I like Texas to win this game.
Everything says that Texas should win this game. I'm betting on Oklahoma, man. I like Spencer Rattler. I think he's a fighter. I feel like he's gonna take all that in. He's gonna come out and play with a chip on the shoulder, and he's gonna really want to put both feet in Texas just because it's Texas.
I think Texas take that chip off his shoulder, eat it, and they walk away with this win. I think Texas is gonna win.
It's possible. It's possible. They can.
I feel like this would be to them, not to us, because like I said, ain't no defense or whatever. But I feel like if they win this game, it'll be huge to
Of course.
Sarkisian. And you know what I'm saying?
Of
His
course.
first year, and they come in and they beat Oklahoma, number 16 in the
I
country.
don't think
I
they
feel like
beat
this
Oklahoma like 4 years or something
yeah,
like that.
you know what I'm saying? So I feel like this would be the game to do it. Like this would be real big for that program if they beat Oklahoma.
This would be like their Super Bowl of the whole year.
Yeah, basically.
You know, but at the same time, the only thing wrong with that is it's the same thing for Oklahoma. You know what I mean? It's like
but they done beat Texas for like the last.
It don't
you know
matter.
But I don't know.
It don't even matter.
I think it's more at stake for Texas than Oklahoma.
Alabama done beat Auburn the last 4 years straight, 5 years straight.
Nah, we actually lost the year before last.
For real?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't remember that.
Tour last year when we had Mac Jones playing, he threw 2 pick sixes.
Oh, that's right.
And we lost by 6.
Okay, well that ain't gonna work then.
Yeah. So
Georgia had beat Florida 3 years straight.
mm-hmm.
Okay, it was still Georgia Super Bowl last year, even though they lost the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I like Oklahoma. You like Texas. Cool. We're gonna keep tallies. We're gonna start keeping tallies on these predictions.
On these picks,
yeah, because I've been saying that since the beginning of the year, and I still ain't actively done it.
So far now, since we've been doing this now, I always pick an upset game.
Me too.
And my team's been coming through with these upsets.
I mean, if I had to guess, because again, I ain't been tracking none of this, I would say we probably close.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, moving on. Number 4, Penn State on the road, and number 3, Iowa. It's going to be lit.
I think that's going to be a slugfest, man.
It's going to be a dog fight.
It's going to be, that's going to be a slugfest.
Who you like, though?
I like Iowa.
I like Penn State.
Really? You think Penn State?
I really like Penn State. So the teams are so similar. Iowa got a big win against Iowa State, which is a rival, but Iowa State was ranked top 10, you know what I'm saying? Even though they in the Big 12, it's still a rival game every year. Yeah. Penn State got a big win at home against Auburn, you know, to my power out of the SEC. Even though we talk trash about Auburn, they still Auburn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So with that being said, both teams had down years last year, both of them resurging this year. I just like Penn State, though. I don't really have no concrete reason. I just like
Penn State on the road?
Yeah, Penn State on the road at Iowa.
I like Iowa at home.
I like James Franklin, though. You know, James Franklin, the coach of Penn State, I like him as a coach. So I don't bet against him unless I got a real reason to bet against him.
Well, I think Iowa, and it's only a 1.5 point.
Exactly. So it can go either way.
Yeah, it can go either way, but I don't know, man. Iowa, them boys against Penn State anyway. You know what I'm saying? Them boys are some dogs, man.
Absolutely.
Them boys some dogs. They gritty. They real gritty. They ain't gonna give up, especially not at home.
Okay, LSU on the road at Kentucky. LSU coming off the big loss at home to Auburn. Kentucky coming off the big upset win over Florida.
Also, Kentucky 5-0 now.
I mean, Kentucky rolling. You know, they've been flying under the radar, but they rolling.
They 5-0. I like them to go 6-0 this weekend. Even though they're only 3.5 point favorite, I ain't seen nothing from LSU that make me be like, oh yeah, they're probably going there and beat Kentucky. Kentucky home. They're rolling out that big win against Florida.
Right.
Okay, LSU coming up. Imagine if they beat them, which LSU, the biggest thing they got going for them is their name.
That's it.
Because they're not talking about that. But it would still be considered a big win for Kentucky to beat LSU.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Now they got the chance to beat Florida and LSU in the same season, back-to-back games.
And they can.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So,
I like Kentucky too.
Yeah,
I like Kentucky.
to win.
Mark Stoops is one of them coaches that he's going to always have his team ready to play. I mean, if you're going to beat them, you're going to literally have to just beat them. They're not going to make a lot of mistakes and none of that.
I also think if Kentucky win, it's over with for Orgeron. I think he out of there.
I think he out of there anyway.
Because they coming to us this year, Alabama. That's another loss.
That's definitely a loss.
You know
A&M probably gonna be a loss.
Yeah.
So I'm predicting minimum of 2 more losses for LSU this season, and I'm telling you right now, I'm picking Kentucky. So there's 3 more. So yeah, I don't think he's gonna make it, but it is what it is, man. He had a good run. You know, I like Kentucky this week, though.
Yeah.
Number 14, Notre Dame on the road. Blacksburg, Virginia, taking on Virginia Tech. Can Notre Dame bounce back after that loss? You know what I'm saying? To Cincinnati. Can Brian Kelly get himself together after getting smacked by the team he left high and dry?
I think they will.
I think they will, too.
I think they'll beat
But
Virginia Tech.
I'm put it like this. Notre Dame should win this game, but it's hard to go into Blacksburg and get a win, man.
Right.
Yes, it is.
Notre Dame only a 1-point favorite, so I guess they can go either way too.
I'm telling you, bro, it's hard to go in there and get that win.
I feel like being that they just lost, you know what I'm saying, their first game to Cincinnati, I feel like they're gonna go back and feel like they got something to prove.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they're gonna play hard. They know this will be a big win for them. You know what I'm saying? Even for the players' mentality, cause I'm pretty sure when Cincinnati came in, even though they was ranked, they probably weren't really worried about Cincinnati. It's the group of five.
Yeah, Cincinnati.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
So
I feel you on that. Like I said, I'm picking Notre Dame to win the game, but I don't know. I got a feeling, bro. It's gonna be a dog fight. I put it like that. If they gonna win it, they gonna win it in a fight in Blacksburg.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna be no blowout.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. All right, so the last game that we had wrote down, we're gonna call this one a bounce back game.
Pretty much.
Two teams, a lot of hype. You know, they were expected. They weren't expected. A lot of people were picking these two teams to win last week in upset fashion. They both were dominated and smacked around. So who bounces back? 13 Arkansas on the road at number 17 Ole Miss.
I think Ole Miss bounce back, man.
Think Ole Miss is the team that's gonna bounce
I
back?
think Lane Kiffin gonna go out there and call some crazy plays, you know what I'm saying, to try to prove, just to make up for that, going for it on fourth down, you know what I'm saying, and getting shut down like that and dominated by Alabama. I think they're gonna want to try to prove that was just a bad game for them. You feel me? But I can also make the argument that Arkansas can go in there with a chip on their shoulder because they got done worse. You know what I'm saying? They got goose egg.
Mm-mm.
You don't think so?
No, they didn't
Man,
get done
Georgia was
worse.
having their way with Arkansas.
So was Alabama. The difference to me, and the reason I feel like Arkansas is going to be the team to bounce back versus Ole Miss, is the head coach. Because the mentality of the team is set by the head coach. Like the coach is set by the head coach. Sam Pittman is a straight up, straightforward dude. He ain't going to get too high. He ain't going to get too low. Right?
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin lost that game before the game ever started. He showed he had no confidence in his defense whatsoever.
Yeah.
So if you a player on that defense,
Can't you see why?
no,
You don't see why he felt that way?
no.
Okay, let's say this. Third quarter, the start of the third quarter, the score 35-0.
A lot of that was due to Lane Kiffin and the way he called the offense. He didn't help his defense none.
I mean, not going for it and putting us in
You
great field position.
kept putting your defense in terrible position.
And we running the ball
And
successfully.
you refused to change the defensive scheme.
Yeah.
So as a coach, you didn't make adjustments and you put them in a bad situation repeatedly. That's on coaching. That's coaching to me. So to see a coach melt down and move the way he moved, I can't believe in that. I don't have confidence in that. And as a player on that team, I would have a hard time having confidence in my coaching staff that they believe in me for real.
See, the reason I say I think Ole Miss will bounce back, like I said, is the offense. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what player they was talking about, but it was some key player that they was missing against us. I think it was a wide receiver that should be back this week. But I think they're going to try to, like I said, I think they're going to try to, you know what I'm saying, prove that they got a high-scoring offense. You know what I'm saying?
They do.
And
Well, Arkansas does too.
got a high-scoring offense. I mean, they pretty decent. Arkansas pretty decent. But when you think Arkansas, you think Ole Miss, you're not looking at Arkansas and saying, oh, yeah, them boys finna put up a bunch of numbers. But when you think Ole Miss, you think a lot of points because that's how they play.
I don't think they're going to be able to put up a lot of points like that on Arkansas defense, though, because Arkansas defense,
You talking about the defense that Georgia ran through? Like,
Georgia ran through.
yeah.
Georgia and Ole Miss ain't the same thing.
No. Ole Miss is more spread offense, sling the ball around.
Arkansas's defense is designed to stop that kind of offense. That's why Georgia was able to run the ball. The same reason that Alabama was able to bring in the tight ends and just smack Ole Miss all around. They run basically the same type of defense. I think Arkansas ran a 3-3-5 and Ole Miss ran 3-2-6.
Yeah.
Same type of defense.
I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be a good game. I think both of them are gonna be trying to battle back to prove themselves. But
I do too. I
get Arkansas that home field advantage, man. Cause that makes a
Ole
difference.
Miss?
I mean, yeah, Ole Miss the home field advantage because it make a difference.
I feel you on that.
I feel like if Alabama would have played Florida in a neutral site, that game would have, you know what I'm saying, ended differently. Even though we still won, I feel like it would have been an easier win.
Yeah.
Because, like I say, I was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel that. Because once the crowd got back into it, it made a difference.
Yeah, and then they getting a bunch of false starts and uncharacteristic penalties because that crowd, you know what I'm saying, that crowd loud.
That crowd rattle people.
Hey, yeah, it does.
But all right, so I got Arkansas, Georgia, Notre Dame, Alabama, Kentucky, Penn State, Oklahoma.
Okay, and I got Texas, Iowa, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Georgia, Notre Dame, and Bama.
So let's see how this thing play out, man. Anything you want to close with, bro?
Nah, man, you know I'm gonna close it like I always close it, man. Roll Tide.
Oh yeah, this is the first episode that we back on YouTube, man. We're gonna try to keep this going every week. You feel me? I don't know if he gonna do it though.
Do what?
I don't know if he want to be on camera like this.
Man.
Even though he want to be a pretty boy though.
You think I'm camera shy?
He want to be a pretty boy though.
Nah, I'm good, man.
Yeah, man, y'all.
We're gonna keep it rolling.
Yeah, man, y'all stay tuned, man. Go Dogs. Y'all be easy.
I don't talk to him. I don't talk to him. I don't talk to him. I don't talk to them boys that sat on